Hi, welcome to Spinster actually. My name's Anna Marie. Today I wanted to show you the yarn that I picked up whilst I was on a little visit to my friend in Norway, and yeah, I finally had like a little bit of like spending money, so I wanted to pick up some Norwegian yarn, and I kind of did. Like, I didn't get any Hillesvåg, even though I kind of really wanted to, but I didn't really have like a project in mind for that, and also I'm not sure if I can actually handle the yarn on my skin, so I went with more safer. So it's a largely Sandnesgarn yarn haul, but I also thought I would talk you through like my kind of plans, because I don't think I'm going to be buying any more yarn this year unless I've already started a project, and the only way to finish it is to get like another ball of yarn or something. But I just feel like I have enough yarn, and yeah, I kind of was actually kind of planning not to get any yarn at all this year, but then I went on this trip and like I just thought it would be kind of nice too. So yeah, but the other sort of aim I have for myself in terms of like acquiring yarn is that I buy yarn only with a project in mind, and obviously I can change my mind, but I need to like buy it with the intention of like this could be created into X. So that is what I've done here. Yeah, I'll go more into my plans as I talk about the yarn, but I also, in the context of those plans, basically I didn't want to buy like a jumper quantity because I've never actually knit a jumper, and I'm not really sure if I'm the kind of person who can deal with like a fully wool jumper from a sensitive skin angle, but just also because I get really hot and like I have like temperature control issues. So, you know, yeah, I'm not entirely sure if, yeah, but I mean, I'm not uninterested in knitting a jumper like at some point for myself in my life, but it's not really what I want to prioritize now, and like yeah, that's all fine. And obviously we are also coming out of the winter months ish slowly. The projects that I want to do with the yarn that I picked up are like winter projects, but they're small ones, so I feel like that kind of works out. But basically I was knitting this. So this is a pattern called selbu. It's a free pattern, and I think that the person who made it is Finnish actually, but it's based off of a like mitten that her great grandma or her grandma had, which she must have copied from like a magazine, which is like a selbu mitten, which is from Norway. It's this particular area of Norway. Selbu mittens are just like so gorgeous, and yeah, that's why it's called selbu, because Nagu is, I think, the Finnish name for the area that like the person's grandma came from, and it is a selbu mitten. So it's like sort of an interesting refracted like selbu pattern, because yeah, but I've been knitting this for a very long time. I started it in like January 2022. I probably knit like this much then, and then in January 2023 I knit like this much. So in January 2025, I finished it and I added the thumb as well, which actually I'll put it back on so you can see the thumb. And like, yeah, I definitely like fucked this up a bit. I mean, this is the correct part, but I fucked this up because I didn't, but it doesn't really matter to me. And I did make some mistakes too, but again, I'm like pretty happy overall with this. I have not blocked it. I just started wearing it because I was in Norway and I was like, this is the time to wear it. But I do feel like especially the older section is much more kind of relaxed, whereas this bit is a bit less relaxed. I did also change my needle size from 3mm needles to 3.25 like after a while, because I was like, I just want to be done, and I really don't think you can tell that, but I do think that yeah, like blocking it will just hopefully relax it a little bit more. But I just wanted to like start wearing it, so that's what I did. And I also I think the thumb looks really cute, and I think like this is working really nicely. So yeah, this is, and I've only knit one of these pairs, and because I would like it not to take 3 years to knit the next one, what I kind of have started to plan in my head is making like a whole section of like selbu mittens with different patterns, but instead of having matching pairs, making like pairs that match from a colour perspective. So I have this left over from this, and I'm pretty sure there's enough to make a whole other one, but instead of doing the same pattern for this one, I think that the designer who released Nagu Selbu also had an earlier pattern called Nagu Trad, which was also based off of old mittens she found like from her family. And so I think for the other mitten of this pair, I'm going to make the Nagu Trad version. So it will look quite different from this one, but they will be in the same colours. That's my plan. Then, I feel like this is a very long-term project because I did get a lot of yarn to make quite a lot of mittens with. But one of the people on YouTube who has talked about selbu mittens and has released a bunch of selbu mitten patterns, like if you've knitted a selbu mitten, you've probably knitted like one of her patterns. And that's Skeined In Knits. And she has, I don't think she's done them, well, I'm not sure if she's done any recently, but she used to do these like mitten clubs. I definitely could be wrong though, but they started off as like a specific selbu mitten club, and then I think they developed into slightly more just like general mitten club. But the selbu mitten clubs are the ones I'm interested in, and she recently had like a birthday sale, and you can, although they were like a timed thing, like the mitten clubs in general, because each one was released, like you would like sign up and pay without knowing, and then they would get released as you would like make them over the winter months, I think. But obviously you can still buy the patterns now. So I bought the Selbu Mitten Club 2 because it had the highest number of mittens that I thought I was interested in knitting. And the thing that she did with the clubs is that like some of the mittens are like to be knit at a different gauge or like a higher yarn weight than others. And there's like fingering and then DK and also like an Aran weight. So that's also kind of what I was thinking in terms of picking up the yarn I picked up. The Selbu Mitten Club 2 patterns that I got, so yeah, it was like a really sweet deal, which is partially why I did it too. So there's the Speedy Selbu Mittens, which I think are probably one of her most popular like patterns. Saran, Marriott, which I love, I'm definitely going to make those. Evia and Effie, or Effie. I don't have plans to make all of these, but like I said, I definitely want to make Marriott. I'm going to definitely make some Speedy Selbu mittens, hopefully. And yeah, maybe one of the others. I don't know. There's lots of also free Selbu mitten patterns, so again, like I have a lot of options there. But yeah, I guess like keep this in mind for the yarn that I show you. Yeah, we'll start with the Speedy Selbu mittens because I got these as my colours for it, which I think will look pretty sick. This is like a worsted as opposed to an Aran weight, so they might be slightly different gauge, but I think each pattern has like a various amount of sizes, but basically that is just like changing your gauge, so I think it should still be okay, and yeah, I think it'll be fine. Anyway, so this is Raumagarn Fivel, and this is 100% Norwegian wool. Like this is what I was kind of looking for. I wanted some like Norwegian specific stuff. And this, oh, does it say the colour? I don't know if Farga is the colour number or Party. I would imagine Party is lot. This is maybe colour 14, lot 3, and this is maybe colour 36, lot 6. I think like black and yellow will look great together, and I mean this is like a really classic like selbu pattern, I think, or at least like from what I've seen of, also just like Norwegian knitwear in general, like they love this star, which if I'm not mistaken is like the Bethlehem star, which is originally like a Palestinian like textile motif, but I could be incorrect, but if I am correct I will leave a link to information about that in the description box. So that's, yeah, mittens number 1. I mean, like I said, like my aim is to make one of each, and I just have to make sure that I'm like sufficiently making ones for the like left hand and the right hand, and then like left hand, right hand, so that I don't just have a bunch of right hand ones. I think like probably for the Marriott, but we'll see. I did get some Sanna's Garn, and this is Perfect, I think, Sanna's Garn, yeah, Perfect. This is like more of a DK, yeah, like a DK weight. And I think it should hopefully be okay. It's 80% wool, 20% nylon, which is like fine. It's definitely not as like rusticy as this, although this, I think if I wanted it on my neck it would be bad, but like on my hands I think it should be fine. Yeah, I mean, don't you think that would look cute as a colour combo? Probably the Marriott in this colourway, we'll see. I also did get this Sisu from Sanna's Garn again, which is also, yeah, a like DK-ish weight. It was in like the sale bin, so I picked up one, and I kind of had planned to like go back and get more, but at the time I didn't really want to like carry, so I just picked one. And then when I went back to get more, they had run out of this colorway in the like sale bin, so I was like stuck with it. But we'll see what I do. I mean, a classic combination for like selbu are the like blue and white, and I do feel like I should have at least one, so maybe with leftover of this perfect I can do a blue and white option for one of them. I guess, yeah, then they won't match so much in terms of the colors, but you know, whatever, I'm having fun here. And then the final ones that are for like a mitten project are these. Again, I got these in the sale. I just kind of also wanted to try out Tin Pigant from Sandnesgarn again. This one is also 100% Norwegian wool. Yeah, and this is closer to like a fingering weight. In fact, I think, yeah, it's like a fingering weight. And I thought these two would be kind of cute colours together. Yeah, I do think that. I think that as, like, when they're knitted up, I think they will look cute. I'm like a little hesitant about like a fingering weight version of these mittens, considering it took me like 3 years to knit this. Obviously, I was not knitting consistently, so that's my only hesitancy. But you know, these were both on sale. I think they were both 20% off or something, and so that's partially why I was like, okay, I'll get them. You twisted my leg. I did pick up 2 other skeins of yarn, and I guess one of them slightly is a cheat because I don't have a 100% plan for it. But the one that I do have a plan for is this, and this is Mercy by Filkalana, which is 50% merino and 50% cotton. And this I got because I'm currently knitting a very scrunched up, I flew back yesterday, so that's why this is all scrunched up. I'm knitting a Tolster tee by Rebecca Creabea. Doesn't look like anything, but maybe you can kind of get the vibe. Not really. Anyway, yeah, using these colors like pinks and also green. And I also have this yarn that I think I'm gonna put a little bit of striped throughout. I only have a small amount left of the pink that I've been using, and I thought that this was quite like a good dupe for it. Slightly different like color, although I mean in this light actually they look pretty much exactly the same, but this is like the onion knit, so it's like nettle and wool, I think, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I just thought that this would work well. I was originally gonna like use, like, in my swatch, I actually swatched with Pickles yarn, which is also a Norwegian yarn, and also this is some Camerose, like the summer wool version that they have, but I actually, because it's like slightly thicker, I kind of feel that way with the Pickles, but also I just like it less as a next to skin thing. I thought that like the Filkalana would look better than adding in the Camerose or Camerosa. So yeah, that's what I picked this up for, and I feel pretty good about that. I don't know how much of it I'll use. I have quite a lot of green left, and then like I said, I'm gonna be like putting this other one in, but I think I'll definitely need some of the white. And then the final thing I got is, yeah, maybe the naughtiest purchase, but I did check, and I think if I had bought this in the UK, I would have had to pay more, so it is worth it, and it's just so beautiful. This colour is Knitting for Olive pure silk, and I used like all of the rest of the wool I had, so maybe like 25 grams, because I made a collar, which I think I showed in my like everything I made in 2023 video, I think, because yeah, I made a collar with it, and then I had some left over, and I thought it would kind of be perfect in this top. It's like the colorway Raspberry Silk or something. So I picked this up. This is not the same colorway, but it obviously is pink. This one is Pink Daisies, or Bella Spink, and I just like loved it, and like I might use it in this top. I mean, like I think the different hues of pink, like, they work for me, but I'm not sure if I'll need it, and I might save it for something special. Part of me is like, I could make another collar in this colour, because I actually think out of pinks I do prefer this pink. I think it's nicer as a richer colour, and this one is maybe just a bit kind of pale for me, but I mean I like it too, but it's not as vibrant as I maybe want. Yeah, or maybe I could get like some black and like do a striped pink knitting for olive pure silk like top. That would look sick. Anyway, we'll see what this becomes. But yeah, I don't feel bad that I like made one decision that's based off of not having a fully cohesive plan, but that's fine. So yeah, like a nice little haul. I hope my plans made sense. Definitely let me know if you've tried any Norwegian yarn or Norwegian wool in specific. If you think I really failed because I didn't bring any Hillersvåg home. And what you think about my paired but not paired mitten idea. I was also thinking like I might like do the inside the same but just the outside different, so that way they're slightly more cohesive, just, you know, but I don't know, we'll see. Like, I'm a free agent and I do whatever I like, including only knit a mitten in January of 3 years. Not even sequentially. Yeah, I think that is everything I had to say. I do actually, the reason I will, oh yeah, I actually have some more sisu yarn, which is partially why, because this was on sale, I was like, oh, maybe I'll just make the selbu mittens out of all of this same yarn. I've had it for a while. I actually originally bought it because I was going to make some socks, and then I quickly discovered that I'm not really very interested in knitting socks. I think maybe DK weight socks could be like interesting to me, but probably not colour work DK socks, which is what I bought the sisu for. So I think instead I'm going to repurpose that to make some selbu mittens, and the colourways I have of that are like a golden yellow and a red, and I think they look really well together, so I think those will be some mittens that I make as well. Yeah, there is a book that I was looking at that is not specific selbu mittens, but is more like a Norwegian mitten pattern book, which I'll put the cover of here because I can't remember what it's called, maybe just mittens from Norway or something, and they do have some really nice patterns too, so I definitely could use some of that to make mittens. This is feeling like a lot of yarn and like a lot of plans, but that's okay. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to be getting any more yarn in unless it's to finish a project for the rest of the year. I actually don't know that I bought like any yarn last year, partially because I just like lost my knitting enthusiasm, but it's definitely come back, and like part of that is like managing to finish some projects and just getting like excited about plans. I definitely might make a video about like knitting and or making plans for 2025, but I don't know, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I wanted to also show, whilst I was in Norway, like my friend, I was like visiting and staying with my friend, and for my birthday she gave me this just absolutely gorgeous keffiyeh. Made by Habawi, I think in Grünerløkka. There is like a Palestine shop, so that's where I think she got it from, and I did also visit there and it was lovely as well. I just wanted to like mention it. Obviously I love textiles on this channel, and this is like such a powerful textile that is so like full of cultural meaning and strength and kind of like signifying too. So yeah, very like delighted to have one, and to have one that is just so like so beautiful. So yeah, I think that is everything I wanted to share today. I hope you're having a lovely day when you're watching this, and I will talk to you when I next talk to you. Bye!